Right now at 5, Carl Junction celebrates the holiday season with its annual Christmas parade presented by the CJ Lions Club.
And we've got another cold start to the day. Chilly skies, my goodness. Clearing out skies. We'll talk about your forecast coming up.
Plus, with Christmas just around the corner, we'll look at how to pick out the perfect tree.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Porter. It's Monday, December the 8th. Can you tell it's Monday?
It feels like a Monday.
Oh, man, it does feel like a Monday.
It was so chilly I didn't want to walk outside.
Oh, me either. You know, I got out of bed and, I mean, the house isn't cold, but, you know, you're nice and warm in bed under the blanket. And as soon as you get out, it's like your house is like 20 degrees compared to the blanket. And you just don't want to crawl out. It's because we have all those chilly skies. I don't know what that's supposed to even be. We have clearing skies. That's the word I was searching for. And the word you're searching for is when is it? Okay, the words you're searching for. When is it going to warm up? And the good news is tomorrow. Just not today, unfortunately. It'll be another chilly one out there for us. We will start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. And it is cold outside. You can't tell it, of course, from the cameras, but neat. It is cold outside for sure. I told you, is it not Monday in the 4 states? It is Monday. Our camera 7th at Rangelite at Joplin. We are cloudy this morning as well, and that's what you can't see too well, but it is cloudy. KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh on 400. Again, still looking along 171. Looks good. MoDOT camera looking west along 32nd Street. Also looks good this morning. Our temperatures don't look so good. We're at 29 in Joplin right now. 28 in Pittsburgh, and across the area temperatures look cold. We're in the mid to upper 20s. You go a little further in south and west and we've got some low 30s out there. So we got, it looks like Veneta's the warm spot right now, sitting at 33 degrees. Not like that's warm, but it's warmer than most of us. To the future track we go. Our skies will begin to clear as we head into the afternoon and evening, eventually with clear skies later this afternoon into the early evening hours, and then overnight we'll start to see a few clouds begin to work back into the area. We're otherwise dry. Kids heading out the door, chilly, not chilly, cold, 28, 35 for lunch and recess, 42 as they head home this afternoon. Now, of course, that's where our highs are headed. We'll go upper 20s by 9, mid 30s by noon, low 40s for those highs, southwest winds 5 to 10, and that'll start later this afternoon. Right now our winds are pretty calm, but we'll eventually get southwest winds 5 to 10. That's going to get breezy overnight tonight, which could lead to some pretty cold wind chills, and then our temperatures will warm back up heading into tomorrow. Details on all of that in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Yesterday, the holiday spirit is in the air in Carl Junction. The community gathered for the annual Christmas parade presented by the CJ Lions Club. Lineup began at 1 p.m. on Broadway between the schools, with the parade kicking off at 2 p.m. Residents and visitors alike saw an afternoon filled with lights, laughter, and community celebration as families come together to enjoy the festive event.
Oh, it's just all of the fun and the people that are willing to help whenever it comes up. You know, we have so many things, and I love the beginning of Christmas to help Carl Junction get in the Christmas spirit for the holidays.
And the Bronson community came together for a long-standing tradition, supporting the volunteer fire department. Funds raised will help add more LED lights to their trucks, making them safer and more visible during the nighttime emergencies. The event featured silent auction items organized by local organizations, along with door prizes like some fire extinguishers and smoke detectors.
Seeing the kids come in and seeing Santa Claus, and just looking out there and seeing all the elderly community telling stories and stuff about the town of Bronson. I've been here for about 17 years now, and it's just, I love this town. It's a lot of love in this little bitty town.
Organizers say the event has connected generations, and they're hoping more people will volunteer or donate to keep the tradition going. Well, middle schoolers from across the 4 states region gathered at MSSU for the Campus Academy Network's quarterly holiday celebration. Comics, cocoa, and candy canes featuring award-winning author Grant Snyder. Snyder gave insights about his creative process and signed students' books. Kids also participated in gingerbread house making and Pictionary.
I enjoy seeing the kids get to reunite from over the summer. So we have kids that join us in the summer from different communities, different schools, and when they go through the program together, they develop friendships and they get to know each other. And so when they're able to get back together at the quarterly meetups, they get to reconnect and see their friends from the summer. So
Current CN students could enter in to win prizes such as a drone and more. Well, holiday spirit continued across state lines in Scammon, Kansas. The annual Scammon Christmas Parade kicked off at 4 p.m. with floats, festive decorations, and even a visit from Santa himself. After the parade, families gathered at City Hall for refreshments and a chance to celebrate together. The event provided the community with a chance to welcome the holiday season and share in some festive fun. Well, the barn at Timber Cove was buzzing as more than 50 local vendors set up shop for their annual holiday market. The event gives folks a chance to wrap up the last-minute Christmas shopping, all while supporting small businesses. Shoppers found a little bit of everything from handcrafted woodwork and local honey to kids' toys and other unique gifts you can't just get anywhere.
My favorite part is just seeing the passion that all these vendors have. There's tons of people here that I've known for several years, and I've been able to build a relationship with them, and they keep coming back year after year. It's been a great thing for me. But you know, just seeing what they have to create and what they're passionate about, it's really fun to see.
Organizers say it's becoming a tradition and a great way to keep holiday dollars right here in the community. Well, whether you get it out of a box or go to a farm, finding the perfect Christmas tree is a must this time of year. With Christmas just around the corner, Christmas tree farms are gearing up to sell their trees to families across the 4 states. KOAM's Mitch Adams spoke with a local Christmas tree farmer to find out more information.
Christmas is close enough that you can already almost hear the jingle bells. This means that it's time to get the Christmas tree put up and decorated. But what's the difference between a real tree and a fake tree?
The biggest difference that we try to push here is the memories that you make. You don't hear many memories and people telling stories about the time they took the Christmas tree out of a box. It's always when they went out in the field, cut down a tree, or went through the pre-cut lot, chose that perfect tree, and took it home. So that's what we're trying to do here.
Many people may not know about some safety issues that come along with Christmas trees, fake or real, and what to avoid to stay safe this Christmas season.
The biggest safety issue versus fake and real, obviously, is a heat source of a real tree. You want to consider where you put that real tree in your house. You don't want it near an open flame, obviously, for obvious reasons. Real trees are perfectly safe if you know what you're doing and you follow the guidelines that are there.
All in all, no matter what Christmas tree you buy, Johnson Family Farm says it's hard to compare the experience of finding that perfect real tree for your home.
It is about creating memories year after year. I mean, we have families come back year after year, and we get to see the kids grow up, and they tell stories about last year's tree, or you know, it's a fun experience, and we really are wanting them to create memories that they can pass down from generation to generation.
Reporting in Webb City, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
According to the National Christmas Tree Association, decorating trees is a fairly new concept, with many historians agreeing that it only dates back to the mid-1800s. Well, that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, Democrats demand the release of classified video showing the deadly second strike on a drug boat survivors. Plus, a 75-year breakfast tradition in Pittsburgh, Kansas. And cold conditions clearing out, but not for long. Chris has a look at your weekly forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, leading Democrats on Capitol Hill are demanding the release of classified video showing a deadly U.S. military strike on a boat carrying 11 people in the Caribbean in early September. The follow-up strike that killed 2 survivors that same day remains under intense scrutiny. CBS News correspondent Bradley Blackburn reports from New York.
As Democrats call for the video's release, debate is growing over the second strike that killed 2 survivors on a suspected drug boat off Venezuela's coast in early September.
It seems pretty clear they don't want to release this video because they don't want people to see it, because it's very, very difficult to justify.
On CBS's Face the Nation, Representative Jim Himes, the House Intelligence Committee's top Democrat, said it appears the survivors no longer posed a threat before the follow-up strike.
I think it's really important that people see what it looks like when the full force of the United States military is turned on two guys who are clinging to a piece of wood and about to go under.
Last week, a bipartisan group of lawmakers received private briefings from Joint Chiefs of Staff Chair General Dan Kane and Navy Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley, who led the mission.
It was entirely appropriate to strike the boat again to make sure that cargo was destroyed. It is in no way violation of the law of war.
Over the weekend, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth defended the Trump administration's efforts to go after so-called narco-terrorists and said the second strike on September 2nd was justified.
There was a link-up point of another potential boat. Drugs were still there. They were actively interacting with them. Had to take that read. I said, Roger. Sounds good.
Since then, the U.S. has conducted more than 20 strikes on suspected drug boats in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific, killing over 80 people. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Hegseth did not say whether the video of the second strike would be released, but said a review is underway. While still to come, lawmakers race to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies before they expire at year's end. Plus, cold conditions clearing out, but not for long. Chris has a look at your Monday forecast. With the holiday season in full swing, organizations around the 4 states are giving back to their communities, with some traditions dating back decades. For the last 75 years, the Kiwanis Club in Pittsburgh has been serving pancakes to the community. KOAM's Mitch Adams visited the pancake feed and brings us more details.
75 years has passed since the first Kiwanis Club pancake feed in Pittsburgh. The feed, which acts as a fundraiser for the club, has lived on through generations since it first begun.
We've got multi-generations here. Some of them came with their grandparents when they were little, and now they're bringing their kids and grandkids.
For a $7 ticket, you receive a plate of pancakes, a side of sausage, a drink, and live entertainment from local musicians. Putting together Pancake Day is a real effort, and something that can take a full year's worth of planning.
It's truly a team effort, and it starts as soon as the pancake feed's over with today. Then we'll start on next year's pancake feed, and it truly takes 12 months to get ready for the next pancake feed.
Organizers say that apart from a nice hot breakfast and socialization in the community, they hope people that came have a better understanding of what the club does for the public.
Hopefully they are more aware of what Kiwanis is and what we do. We are all about children. We're all about families.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Kansas, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Having plenty of hands in the community, Pittsburgh's Kiwanis Club also offers scholarships and grants to students in the area. Well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got a cold and cloudy start to the day for us. However, it will warm up, not today, but as we head into tomorrow, and then temperatures will change again. We got a full look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:20 on this Monday morning. We're going to start with the future track where we will have skies clearing out as we head into the afternoon hours, late afternoon, early evening. We should have clear skies, and we'll hold on to clear skies for most of the overnight. Then a few clouds will start building in, and then we'll start going partly cloudy as we head into our Tuesday. Something else that happens tonight is our southwest winds that'll start building in this afternoon. We'll start to ramp up a bit. We're looking at wind chills tonight, down about 20-25 degrees from tonight into tomorrow morning. So a very cold start for Tuesday. We'll have a mix of clouds and sun, so we could have moments where we've got clear skies and then we go back to partly cloudy. So we're going to just go partly cloudy is what we're going to call it. As we go through the day Tuesday, though, see those wind arrows, how they're moving a little faster? Those winds are going to increase on Tuesday, still out of the southwest, but now we're looking at sustained winds of about 10 to 20 with gusts upwards of 30 miles an hour. So do be aware if you're traveling, especially in high-profile vehicles. But otherwise, again, it's partly cloudy. We are dry. We are also warmer as we head into Tuesday. Now, last week, we had that roller coaster ride of temperatures, but it was almost daily. It'd be up one day, down the next, up the other, down the next. We still are on that ride, but now it's spread out over a few more days, which I'll show you on the extended forecast in just a moment. All right, Wednesday, we start with some even mostly cloudy skies, but then we'll go right back to being partly cloudy, but you saw that boundary push through. Nothing really expected with it, but our winds will shift out of the northwest. Could still be a bit breezy for our Wednesday and still holding on to those partly cloudy skies, and that'll be the case as we roll into our Thursday. Now through the rest of this morning, again, mostly cloudy to cloudy skies. Upper 20s to start, low 30s by 11. Today is not one of those warmer days, unfortunately. We're only looking at highs into the low 40s, which means we could have some highs, especially up north, into the upper 30s. And again, skies gradually clearing as we head into the afternoon and evening. And initially, as I mentioned as well, those southwest winds by this afternoon, about 5 to 10. But by late this evening and overnight, they'll start picking up again. And with the southwest winds, they're bringing in that warmer air, so that's why our temperatures begin to steady out a bit. Even though we don't have cloud cover to trap in some of the warmer air, we have warm air being pushed into the region, and that stalls out our temperature drop. So we're only looking at getting back to the low 30s. Yes, that's still cold. I'm not crazy yet, but it is still cold, and we still have those wind chills tonight, 20 to 25, because those southwest winds will begin gusting upwards of 20. Now, the roller coaster ride I mentioned, it's spread out over the next 10 days, really. We start to climb again. We go into tomorrow, warmer, mid-50s out there. We're hanging on to the 50s, so still on the kind of the upside of this roller coaster. And then Thursday, get another system in here. Nothing expected in terms of precipitation, but the temperatures will fall again. And that'll drag out into the weekend where we're a little colder. Upper 30s by Friday, low 30s by Saturday, back up to the low 40s by Sunday. And then we get on the other side of it, and that roller coaster takes us back up progressively next week, heading back up into the mid-50s by next Tuesday, upper 40s by next Wednesday, possibly a few isolated showers in here as well. So still a bouncy ride out there. Mother Nature is she's not making up her mind for us, so be ready. Keep your jacket handy. Keep the coat handy, because you're going to need them off and on over the next several days. That is a check of your forecast. Now we're going to send it over to Samantha with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. A bipartisan group of 24 lawmakers will unveil a plan to prevent massive spikes in healthcare premiums on Thursday. Sources say the 2-year plan would include a 1-year extension of the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies with targeted modifications. The second year would include more significant changes as well as ways to offset the costs. The lawmakers want the vote to take place by December 18th. The subsidies are set to expire at the end of the year. Sources say many of the House lawmakers have been meeting with key senators who are also working on the health care issue. Exposure to the commonly used chemicals known as PFAS are linked to a higher risk of endocrine disruption among women. A study published in JAMA found even low-level chronic exposure to PFAS are harm in endocrine systems. PFAS are commonly used in industrial and consumer products and have been found on contaminated food, drinking water, and indoor dust. A group of cardiologists say nutrition labels on food should be on the front, not the back of the package. Guidance by the American College of Cardiology says inconsistent messaging about nutrition has caused confusion among the public, and they say it should be easier for consumers to see the saturated fat, sodium, and added sugars in the food they eat. In January, the FDA proposed new front-of-package nutrition labels. Both sleep and exercise are critical to our health, but new research shows many people aren't getting enough of both. A Flinders University study found less than 14% of people meet recommended guidelines for both sleep and physical activity. But researchers say getting more sleep could actually be the key to getting more exercise. People who slept at least 6 to 7 hours a night without disruption tended to exercise more the following day. Those are some of the day's top health stories. The Food and Drug Administration says faulty glucose monitors have been linked to at least 7 deaths and more than 700 serious injuries across the globe. The problems are with roughly 3 million Freestyle Libre 3 and Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensors. Abbott Diabetes Care says it has resolved the problems with those products, but the FDA says ones that were previously purchased should not be used. Incorrect readings can cause people to improperly deal with treatment, with potentially dire consequences. Consumer spending slowed in September while inflation climbed to its highest level in nearly a year and a half. The Commerce Department says the PCE price index, the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, rose 0.3% last month, pushing annual inflation to 2.8%. Meanwhile, Americans pulled back on buying. Spending was up just 0.3% from August and flat after adjusting for inflation. It's that time of year again. Unpacking holiday decorations and setting up a Christmas tree can be fun and festive. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains why you may be allergic to the holidays.
From dusty decor to your Christmas tree, if the holidays have you sneezing, you're not alone.
A lot of people have the predominant symptoms in the spring and summer and fall, but there are some people that continue to have symptoms or maybe even have worsened symptoms when they start to get that tree out.
Dr. Chris Brooks with the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center says if your allergies are acting up around live Christmas trees, it's not from pollen.
When trees are cut down, brought to the house, in our indoor environment, which can be warmer and more humid than the outdoor environment, there can be molds that can grow.
As for artificial trees that have been stored, Brooks says those can not only expose you to mold, but also to dust mites, pet dander, and critter droppings, which can bother the noses and lungs of even folks who aren't allergic.
If you're allergic to mold, maybe not doing a live tree. Symptoms that patients get with non-live trees might be a little bit easier to prevent, because if you're able to clean off all that dust off that tree, that might help prevent symptoms.
When unpacking holiday decor, if the boxes look dusty, Brooks says having a mask on can prevent irritants from getting in your nose. He says properly storing that holiday decor can also help prevent future problems.
Mold thrives in more humid environments, so making sure there's not moisture getting into wherever it's being stored.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And if your allergies over the holidays continue to act up, Brooks says to talk to a doctor. There are plenty of options that can help, from medications to allergy avoidance techniques, allergy shots, and more. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now it's 5:30. After 133 years, a time capsule in Kansas is unsealed.
And it's still cold out there again this morning, again today, but skies clearing out and warmer temperatures on the way. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, an Amtrak train partially derailed near Chicago, leaving travelers standing on snow-covered tracks for hours.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:32. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Porter. It's Monday, December the 8th. Happy Monday, everybody. You didn't catch it, did you?
That was the weirdest way I could have ever said welcome. And I also almost said 6:30. So, it is the most Monday of Mondays.
Well, we had our annual staff party over the weekend, and it keeps us morning folks out later than usual. It's one of those things that starts about the time we're used to going to bed. So it does mess. There's a lot of things messing with us during the holidays, aren't there? We had the Christmas parade about a week ago. It's just all sorts of things.
We're trying our best.
Happy Monday, though, everybody. Here's the deal, though. Samantha and I are both from Joplin, and so every so often my inner Ozarks comes out, and you'll hear a little bit of that I'm from the area kind of thing going on, and so it just happens. But we're here, we're supposed to be like, it's going to snow all day. It's not going to snow all day, but we got to be serious. Whatever. Anyway,
so, welcome with or without a twang on accident.
Welcome y'all to the KOAM Morning News. So glad you're here with us today. So happy to see y'all out there. Hope you're staying warm, because it's cold. It's cold. I'm done with it. I've run into more than one person already counting down the spring, and we still have some time to go. But it will feel a little better heading into tomorrow. We just got to get through our Monday first. We're going to start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh, and you can see the skies. Well, they're cloudy. I know it's hard to tell, but I assure you they are cloudy out there this morning. But otherwise, we're looking okay. We just don't feel so good. Our temperature's not so pleasant this morning. Our camera 7th and range line looks all right. KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh along along 171 here at 69 looks all right as well. It's nice to see these roads are clear, and that's a good thing. MoDOT camera 32nd and Range Line looking west along 32nd Street, looking good. A few more folks out there on the road getting their day started. All of them probably have the heater on because it is cold. 29 in Joplin right now, 28 in Pittsburgh, and across the region temperatures look about like it is the mid to upper 20s out there. We do have some low 30s off in our southwestern counties. And we've got Veneta right now, still the warm spot, sitting at 33 degrees. So I know it's not tremendously warm, but it's warmer than 25, and it's 7 degrees warmer. So 8 degrees warmer. So see, already slightly better. Now today we don't do a lot of warming, but we will get some clearing done eventually, leading to clear skies as we head into late afternoon and evening hours before a few clouds start to return overnight tonight. We'll also have southwest winds pick up a bit by this afternoon, not by too much, but overnight they'll really increase, and that'll bring in warmer air for us tomorrow. Kids heading out the door this morning, 28, mostly cloudy, 35 by lunch and recess, 42 as they head home this afternoon. We're looking at upper 20s by 9, mid 30s by noon, and highs today upper 30s, low 40s, again with skies clearing, and by this afternoon a southwest breeze 5 to 10. Now those winds will increase overnight tonight, could lead to wind chills about 20 to 25 degrees overnight, and then we do some warming. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. A window into the past opened Thursday in Kansas. After 133 years, a time capsule placed inside the cornerstone of the Franklin County Courthouse was finally unsealed. Ryan Gamboa has the story.
Curiosity lingered on democracy's front porch, anxiously awaiting the unveil of over a century of mystery.
I would think they would be full of accounts of challenges.
All at one local historian's fingertips.
For me to get to be the person to take that out, I was kind of verklempt, to be real honest.
Newspapers, Bibles, and pictures, relics from 1892 left by Franklin County settlers and founders, for their posterity giving a glimpse into Kansas's former frontier.
It's amazing. It's really amazing.
Thursday was about a community's connection as one to better understand the Ottawa tribe's local influence, early Civil War significance, and even the measly penny.
I think the penny was ironic. I can't wait to see that old coin.
Put another penny back in that box and pull it out in 100 years and it'd be the last penny minted from the government.
Learning what we can now do without, it's what our departed found value in.
There's a lot of the humanity of all these people who touched these things, who said this is important to us, these are things we value. They represent the community that we value, the service we do, the democracy we believe in.
That's the next capsule's job, and whatever's selected to stay behind.
Things that reflect who we are now.
To not forget where we've been.
100 years from now, it'll be a lot different than it is today.
Well, some Amtrak riders are sounding off after a train traveling from St. Louis to Chicago partially derailed. It happened on Sunday, just miles from its destination. Cameron Bopp is hearing from passengers who say the biggest concern was not the jolt, but the silence that followed.
New video sent to First Alert 4 shows passengers climbing off an Amtrak train near Chicago onto snow-covered tracks, then standing around waiting for answers. Amtrak says about 250 people departed the downtown St. Louis Amtrak station around 8 a.m. Sunday. Around 1:30, part of the train slipped off the rails just miles outside Chicago.
No one there to help her.
Carla Euchman's daughter was on board.
She's heard stories but never experienced it, and because this is the way that she travels back and forth from school, she's a little bit more on edge.
Carson Pruitt was on the train as it partially derailed.
Just a light jolt. Imagine your friend pushed you on the shoulder a little bit.
Pruitt says crew members told passengers icy conditions caused some wheels to come off the tracks. Amtrak confirms this. Weather conditions, hot or cold, can affect your trip. And this isn't the first weather-related Amtrak scare in our area. Last year, emergency crews boarded a train that hit a downed tree and derailed, causing major delays. This time, it was those long delays and lack of answers that shook passengers like Cora Schroeder.
They didn't tell us what the delay was for. The conductors didn't come through. Even when I tried to get in contact with customer service, they're like, sorry, we don't have answers for you.
Passengers tell us it was hours of waiting and guessing. It's why Schroeder hopped off and called a cab.
We figured out how to unlock the train doors and then opened it.
Roughly 3 hours hours after going off the rails, Amtrak chartered buses to get remaining passengers to their destination.
Does it sort of make you rethink taking Amtrak going forward?
I think if it was my first time taking Amtrak, I would definitely be a bit thrown off.
Meanwhile, Schroeder says she's rethinking.
We were all kind of left in the dark. My parents are coming up here this weekend and they're taking the train, and I'm like I really hope nothing happens.
Well, that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 breaks box office records for the week after Thanksgiving. And later, a major federal incentive is about to expire, and what that deadline means for your wallet, and the new program that could keep saving shining into the next year. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, the Consumer Product Safety Commission announced the recall of more than 9,000 sets of Crayola branded building cubes that contain magnets. The 24 and 27-piece products imported from China by the Create On company were sold earlier this year by Michael's stores and Amazon. The consumer agency says magnets can become loose, posing an ingestion hazard for children. If swallowed, the magnets could cause a range of internal injuries, including death. A new survey finds that Americans may hold back a bit when it comes to tipping service providers this holiday season. Bankrate's 2025 holiday tipping survey indicates, for example, that the percentage of people planning to tip child care providers has seen the most significant drop, from 55% to 47% from last year. One analyst at the interest rate comparison service site suggests prioritizing service providers who went above and beyond this year and giving what you can afford. And at the box office, it was yet another weekend of sequels, with Five Nights at Freddy's 2 earning an estimated $63 million in ticket sales over the weekend. The horror flick sequel from Universal Pictures scared up the biggest opening ever for the weekend after Thanksgiving, and the largest for a PG-13 horror movie this year. The animated Disney sequel Zootopia 2 came in second with $43 million in ticket sales, followed by Universal's Wicked for Good with just under $17 million. As the clock ticks down on major federal solar tax credit, Nevada homeowners are scrambling to go green, and a new program could soon change the way families afford solar.
We do about 7 to 10 installations a day.
Workers spent the day on top of and on the side of this Henderson home in the Anthem neighborhood installing solar panels.
Most solar systems can offset up to 100% of the energy production that a household can use.
More than 144,000 Nevada homes now have solar panels, according to an industry report.
The tax credits on the ownership side have been fueling that for a long time.
For many homeowners, there is a rush to get them as federal tax incentives expire December 31st.
30% tax credit, that's almost a third of the cost of a solar installation, which on average can be anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000.
The credit has been a big part of so many families being able to go solar.
Yeah, the tax credits expiring make it harder to go solar for middle income families throughout the state. Because it's such a huge incentive, 30%, it often makes a huge difference in the affordability.
Nonprofit organization Nevada Clean Energy Fund is offering an alternative. Nevada Bright is a new solar lease program that allows households to benefit from federal solar tax credits even after the residential tax credit expires.
Nevada Bright is managed by a nonprofit, the Capital Good Fund, who is taking the tax credit as a commercial purchase and are able to pass those savings along to a customer who enrolls in the program. The reason that Nevada Bright exists is to extend those benefits and those savings for residential households into next year and beyond.
This is what is going to help drive solar. And being a large contractor in Nevada, we need programs like that to keep it going strong and keep it enticing for people that do want to own.
That's it for Consumer Watch, and now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
We are looking live outside downtown Pittsburgh this morning. Skies are cloudy, temperatures are cold. It will still be pretty chilly today, but a gradual warm-up on the way starting tomorrow. I'll have a look at your forecast when we come back.
It looks like sandwiches without the crust are a big hit for one company. Details in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Tyne Morgan with today's Ag Day Minute. A recall involving shredded cheese is growing. The recall now involves more than 1 million bags of shredded cheese sold at major retailers. That includes Aldi, Publix, Target, and Walmart, and it impacts 31 states. The cheese coming from manufacturer Great Lakes Cheese Company in Ohio, which started the voluntary recall back in October, saying the products may be contaminated with metal fragments. The FDA has a complete list of impacted products on its website. And San Francisco has filed a first-in-the-nation lawsuit against food manufacturers over ultra-processed foods. Leaders of the California city argue local governments are burdened with the cost of treating diseases caused by the products. The city's attorney suing 10 corporations that produce really some of the country's most popular foods and drinks. That includes chicken nuggets, frozen pizzas, and potato chips. The lawsuit seeks unspecified damages. The nation's largest retailer starting up operations earlier this month at its new milk processing facility in Valdosta, Georgia. The 300,000 square foot plant is Walmart's second owned and operated milk facility in the U.S. It will source milk from local dairy farmers and then process a full range of options. That includes whole milk, 2%, and skim milk. It will be bottled under Walmart's Great Value and Sam's Club Members Mark brands. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on this station or get updates at agweb.com.
Now let's take it over to Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we are going to start with our future track on this pretty cold morning out there. A lot of us in the mid-upper 20s, got some low 30s in the southwestern portions of our area. We will not do very much warming today, but we will take a bit of a spike on temperatures as we head into our Tuesday. As for today, winds expected to be calm through the morning. It'll be this afternoon. They'll start up out of the southwest at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And while we're starting cloudy, we will eventually clear out heading into the afternoon and evening, leaving us with clear skies. And as we go overnight, we'll start to go mostly clear and towards sunrise on Tuesday. Now we are partly cloudy. Now, aside from clouds returning overnight, something else happens. Our southwest winds start to ramp up, gusting upwards of 20. So I could put our wind chills overnight tonight into tomorrow morning in that 20 to 25 degree range. And then as we head through the day on Tuesday, those southwest winds are not done ramping up. By the time we get mid-late morning, they start picking up even more so, sustained at 10 to 20 with gusts upwards of 30. So if you're driving a high-profile vehicle, just be aware of the fact that it's going to be very breezy tomorrow. We'll still be partly cloudy, and as you see even on future track, there could be moments of clear skies, but clouds will be here off and on through the day, and then we'll start to go mostly cloudy as we head into our Wednesday with the approaching boundary. Now, this boundary doesn't really have a lot to it. It brings our temperatures down just a wee bit from where they'll be tomorrow, but they'll still be warmer Wednesday than where they're going to be today. And we'll have, again, initially mostly cloudy skies to start our Wednesday, and then through the rest of the day we're looking at partly cloudy skies out there and with a northwest breeze, and that will continue into our Thursday. And then another system comes in Thursday, still expected to be dry at this point, but it'll bring our temperatures back down. You remember the roller coaster ride I talked about last week where it was almost daily. We were up and down and up and down. It's continuing, but now it's being stretched out over several days, which we will show you here in just a moment with the extended forecast. As for today, we're looking at upper 20s to get started. Mostly cloudy skies out there. We'll go low 30s by 11 a.m. Skies clearing as we head through late morning into the afternoon hours, and we'll make highs into the upper 30s and low 40s with southwest winds by this afternoon at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clear skies through the evening. Now, you see, this is not me being lazy, and this isn't like last week where I just forgot to update numbers. This is accurate. The southwest winds, as they start to increase, are forcing in some warmer air. We won't really notice it necessarily, especially with the wind chills, but that warmer air aloft almost halts our temperature drop through the evening. It slows it down significantly, and eventually we'll make it back a couple more degrees into the low to mid 30s as we go overnight tomorrow. So that's the one benefit. The drawback again is those gusts to 20, putting our wind chills in 20 to 25 degrees tonight into tomorrow. Now tomorrow we're still breezy, as I mentioned, but look at that temperature now, mid 50s. That is wrong. Nobody told me this earlier. That's not right. The temperature will drop. It'll be 45 Tuesday night. I knew somewhere there was going to be a mistake. Then we'll go back. See, that's what I was saying too. On Wednesday with that front pushing through, it's dry and it pushes us back into the low 50s, but then we stay mild through Thursday. So this is that roller coaster. So we're down, we're going to come up a bit, but then Thursday another system pushes through, still should be dry, but puts those temperatures back down into the 20s Thursday night. By Friday, Saturday, even Sunday, now we're even colder. Teens and 20s for the lows, low 30s for the highs. We're back into low 40s Sunday and Monday, and then we start a slow climb again next week, back around the mid 50s by next Tuesday with some rain chances, at least isolated rain chances next Wednesday. That is a check of your forecast. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
In the wake of its announcement that it's buying Warner Brothers and HBO Max, Netflix is reassuring subscribers that nothing is changing, at least for now. Netflix sent an email to its subscribers Friday titled Welcoming Warner Brothers to Netflix. In it, they say, quote, "Nothing is changing today, and Netflix and Warner Brothers will continue to operate separately until the deal closes." That was reiterated in a frequently asked questions section where Netflix said nothing is changing with a subscriber's current plan.
And I've got those numbers fixed for you all, so we'll get to the extended in just a moment. As for this morning, though, cold. We're cold now. You'll be chilly through the morning. Upper 20s to start, low 30s by 11. Mostly cloudy skies. Those skies begin to clear through the afternoon and into the evening hours. Our highs today, upper 30s and some low 40s out there. Southwest winds this afternoon, 5 to 10. Southwest winds tonight, 5 to 10. Gusts to 20, though. And so that's, again, why our temperatures begin to level out, because that warmer air is being put in aloft. So, again, we won't necessarily be able to tell the difference at the surface. 35 is still 35, and with wind chills 20 to 25, you're not going to know. But the temperature drop slows, and eventually we get back into the low to mid 30s overnight tonight. Now tomorrow, the winds will be gusting out of the southwest upwards of 30, but we're much warmer, 55. See, I told you I fixed these numbers. That's accurate. Back in the low 40s by tomorrow night. Wednesday, we get another front through here. Nothing with it other than a little cool down. You can see into the low 50s, maybe some upper 40s. We're staying mild through Thursday with another front Thursday that really drops our temperatures again into the weekend. So we're dry but cold. And then as we head into next week, we start warming up again. Mid 50s by next Tuesday. Isolated showers next Wednesday. That is a check of your forecast. Got another hour of the KOAM Morning News up next.